Good afternoon, everyone. It is My name is Kashif, and it is my pleasure to welcome you all to the 64th meeting of WordWise Toastmasters. I hope that you're all as excited as I am for today's meeting because we have a very promising and interesting meeting lined up for you today. Um, But first, let me begin with the Toastmasters mission statement. The mission statement of a Toastmaster Club is that we provide a positive and supportive learning environment in which all members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Now, some housekeeping rules before we begin. First is that we refrain from talking about sex, religion, and politics at a Toastmasters meeting. Secondly, I would encourage all of you to keep your camera on as much as you can. I see that everyone's camera except three of us is switched off today. We would love to see you. And secondly, keep your microphone on mute when you're not speaking. Now, let me end the address today by reciting a few lines about a topic which is close to my heart. And something I want to practice, how to be in the moment. What can this moment offer me? That's how we go through life, looking for rewards. We are always looking for rewards from this moment. But every moment is its own reward. Every moment offers the potential to change, to learn, to see, to listen. If we are open, every moment has the potential for transformation. But we have our own ideas, we have our own beliefs, and we go through life looking for rewards. We need to drop our ideas and we need to stop this search for rewards. For once, stop asking, what can this moment offer me? And think about what can we offer this moment. And the only thing that this moment asks of us is our attention. Listen to what this moment is telling us and look at what it is showing us. If we go through life like this and we are open to learning from every moment, you will find that every moment is its own reward. That's it from me now. With this, I will hand over to the presiding officer for today, TBH, DTM, TBH. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kashif. And I see that we have a few guests with us today. The first and foremost amongst them will be DTM Ghulam Qadir. We'll ask you to introduce yourself because many members do not know you here. And secondly, you're also the GE, and we want to bribe you into ensuring that you stay on till the end. So you get to be the first to introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. Uh, First of all, apologies because I'm eating right now as well. So please bear with me at this point in time. So I am DTM Ghulam Qadir Campfire, and my home club is basically Karachi Toastmasters. It still is in my heart, and it will always remain. The Karachi will always remain in my heart. So my role today is of general evaluation, and I'm the general evaluator. So what I'm going to do is I will be evaluating the meeting as a whole at the end of the session. Also, I will be conducting a session of evaluations. So all the evaluators who will be evaluating the speeches of Toastmasters will be coming individually and will be evaluating the Toastmasters. So over to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. Thank you so much, GQ. I am also sending you the agenda, right? So that you will have a better idea. And next, we have Toastmaster Zuhaib Raza. Toastmaster Zuhaib, please introduce yourself. Okay, Toastmaster Zuhaib perhaps is away. Dr. Faizan Ali, please introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm, occasionally joining your meetings, but it's always a pleasure to join. I'm working in Pear Healthcare as a product liaison manager, and currently I'm attending sessions in LUMS Energy Institute, like Toastmaster master meetings. But it's always a pleasure to join your meeting.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Faizan, for joining us. And I'd like one more person to introduce themselves. Uh, he's making his grand debut as the VP Education of WordWise Advanced. And since he came quite a few weeks back last, I think it would only be good if Toastmaster Fazal, you would introduce yourself to the rest of the club.
Okay, hello everyone and Assalamu alaikum. This is me, Fazal Akbar, the VP Education of your club, and I've also been the VP Education of ICAP Toastmasters Club, Islamabad, which has been my home club, and this year I have been elected as your VP Education. So today I have no role, and I will be just an observant, and looking forward to having a great year with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Fazal. And now, briefly about WordWise. WordWise is an advanced club. It is a themed club. It is one of two themed and advanced clubs in District 122P. The purpose of this club is, of course, as already recited by Toastmaster Kashif Tilwai. It's the same mission as every other Toastmaster club, but with a little bit of spice on top, in the sense that we also aim to encourage extempore writing, literary appreciation, and we've got quite a few specialized segments that that set us apart from virtually every other club on the planet. I have done my research while I was establishing this club, and also, while this club was operating. I don't think that the precise combination of approach and membership and the segments that this club has exists anywhere else. So be very glad that you're part of a world exclusive club. We also have Toastmaster Tehseen Fatma as our guest. Toastmaster Tehseen, please introduce yourself.
Hello, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished Toastmasters. I'm Toastmaster Tehseen Fatma. Kind of newbie in Toastmasters. It's been 5 months of beautiful journey. And I belong to Karachi Toastmasters Club and Quantum Leap Club. And looking forward to hear great speeches today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And Toastmaster Tehseen, we will appreciate if you do not go undercover during the meeting and try to get members for Quantum Leap Advanced Toastmasters. Which also means that please feel free to do that without telling me or anyone else. We also have Toastmaster Latif with us. Toastmaster Latif. Is that Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali or someone else? Oh yes, it is Toastmaster Latif.
It's me, sir.
It's me. Hi. So.
Hello everyone. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum.
Thank you very much, DTM Tala, for invitation.
Okay. Latif, when are you not driving?
No answer, sir. No answer.
Okay. Okay. Please stay safe, right? Thank you so much for joining us. And now it is my time to hand over the charge to our Toastmaster of the day. Our Toastmaster of the day is one of the recent additions, and he, correct me if I'm wrong, you live in Mumbai, India, and he is into advanced analytics and digital product development, digital platform for banks. He's currently the Vice President, Proxy Product Owner, Advanced Analytics at Mashriq Bank. So please put your hands together. But what you don't know about him is that he also happens to be a very creative and imaginative speaker. And even if he's asked to speak off the cuff without any preparation at any point, he does a fantastic job. And he always manages to awe us. So without further ado, Toastmaster Kashif Kidwai, you are our Toastmaster of the day. Over to you.
Thank you, DTM, for TBH, for that lovely introduction. It's more than I can say for myself, but thank you so much for that. Now today we will be talking about a topic which is relevant for everyone, drama. So let me take you all back to my childhood. And when I was in school, this was in the 1990s, I remember being bored all the time. It was not that I was not a good student. In fact, I was one of the best students in my class. But still, there was a lot of time in those days, I guess, and there was nothing to do, really. There was TV was there, but the content on TV was very limited, and there were, as it happens for TV, the time slots in which that content comes is also very limited. Video games were also there, but usually to play the video games, we had to go to a games parlor. And we had to pay for it, which means that you need to have money for that, which we usually did not have as children. Music was also there, but for playing music, you needed to have the cassette of the music that you wanted to play. And in those days, it was not easy to navigate the recorders because you need to forward and rewind and go through that process to arrive at the song that you wanted to play. There was no skip. There was no way to go to your song directly. So and I think same was the case for video and movies as well. It was all a lot of hard work. Now fast forward to today, and the progress that we have made is astounding. Content today is truly unlimited. It is never ending. If someone wanted to watch content for the rest of their lives, there is enough content, and it will not end for the rest of our lives. Content is always on 24/7. All we have to do is take out our mobile phones. Now, the second thing about this content is that the content is designed by experts who are best in their field to trap us. It is designed by experts to hook us. And it is like Hotel California. You can enter anytime you want, but you can never leave. And the third thing about this is that when we were children, only the children were hooked on content. But now even the adults are equally addicted. And you must have seen not only the adults, but even the older generation is on their phone all the time. So my question is that is this really progress? Now, I don't think so. And we will discuss as we go along during this meeting. But before we move forward, let me tell you a little bit about today's meeting and the role players that we have today. Today, we have one prepared speech. So the first round is the prepared speeches round. And today we have one prepared speech by Toastmaster Aiza Usmani. We also have, as DTM TBH already referred in his remarks, that we have the Let's Word It segment, which is one of my favorite segments, which is the extempore writing segment. We also have a book review segment today, which will be conducted by TM Aisha Lodi. And then towards the end, we have the general evaluation section. And the general evaluator for today is Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir. Now, coming to the role players, we have the language evaluator, the first role player for today. So I would request Toastmaster Meher Tanveer to please come up and explain her role.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Kashif. I would like to request screen sharing rights. Yes, the screen sharing is still disabled.
Apologies, you went mute for a while. Let me. Yes, now you can share this.
Thank you so much. Greetings to all members and guests, and welcome to another wonderful meeting of WordWise Advanced Toastmasters Club, the club that caters to the word nerd in you. And today's word of the day is serenity, according to the theme of the day, which is perfect days. So serenity, what does it mean? It means a state of utter calm and unruffled repose or quietude. To get through all those fancy terms, all it simply means is the quality or state of being serene, in other words, peacefulness. And isn't that the goal of today's meeting and the goal of life in general? Some wonderful synonyms: restfulness, quietness, sereneness, quiet, tranquility, and of course, we also heard quietude in the previous slide. Some examples of using the word serenity in a sentence. The serenity in the aftermath of the tornado was remarkable. So here we can see that the tornado actually represents chaos. That's what it epitomizes and shows. But serenity is being compared to that. Serenity is the opposite of that chaos. Serenity is like a calm sea, unruffled. His serenity calmed those around him. Do we all know someone like that? Maybe our grandfather, maybe the office janitor, maybe someone who works in our garden. His serenity calmed those around him. The use of the word serenity in our general reading. Walking through its spaces reveals environments that invite serenity and hope. Indoor gardens, murals, reading rooms, artwork on the walls, and even a piano in the lobby. The use of this word was published on the 18th of June, 2025, just last month, in MSNBC Newsweek. And this is a beautiful sentence that actually illustrates the meaning of the word serenity. Aren't these the images that come to your mind? Now, as the grammarian for the day, the language evaluator, I will be looking out for excellent usage of the language, and I will also be looking out for less than par usage of the English language, and I will be trying to help us in putting forward our best and in learning, as we all know, English is our second language, but to learn to our very best and to put our best foot forward. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Meher. I must say that I love this word, serenity, and we all need more serenity in our lives. I also love the way in which you illustrated it using examples and usage in a word. So thank you for that. And I would encourage everyone to please use it when they speak today. Moving on, the next role player for today is the timer. Can I please call the timer for today, DTM TBH, to please share with us the timing guidelines?
Yes, it's me. Hi, it's always me, the timer. So what I'll be doing is I'll be showing you the timing cards during the various segments. Speeches are mostly 5 to 7 minutes. So green at 5, yellow at 6, red at 7. For extempore writing, we will have 3 to 5 minutes. So 3, 4, and 5 minutes. For evaluations, it is 2 to 3, 2, 2.5, and 3. And every time you see the red card, that means you have 30 seconds to wind up your presentation. more precisely 31 seconds, beyond which you will be disqualified from voting. So over to you, Toastmaster Kashyap.
Thank you, Toastmaster TBH, for providing the timing guidelines. Now let us move on to what we were discussing. So we were discussing the content and how the content is all around us. Now let me ask you, what kind of content is there these days? And what I would say is that, and if you have observed, you would say that there is a lot of drama, and it is getting more and more dramatic every day. And there is a good reason why drama is proliferating and the content is becoming more and more dramatic. I think we all love drama, and it seems to be a universal phenomenon. Look at our serials. Whenever I go home or my mother comes to visit me in Mumbai, I get an opportunity to watch some of these soap operas with her. And I must say that the drama is becoming overwhelming. It is nauseating. It is so overwhelming that it sounds like comedy now. The drama sounds like comedy. What else has become comedy? Our news. Even our news has become comedy, and it is even worse than our soap operas. I stopped watching news a long time back, but I am sure that during this time it has become even more dramatic. Look at the debates in the news. These debates have no place for civilized discussion, because where is the drama in a civilized discussion? They have become like verbal duels, and I would not be surprised if in a few years people are slapping each other across the face in these debates. Wait, has that already happened? Because I don't watch the news, so someone needs to educate me. Moving on, even Bollywood, Hollywood is full of drama. Movies are getting flashier, bigger, more extravagant. The horror is full of jump scares. There is no place for subtlety anywhere. And all of this content is made with a purpose to shock and awe the audience. Now, you may ask me that, is drama really that bad? We will come to that as we move along in today's meeting. But now, let me come to the next round, to the next session, which is the Let's Word It segment. And may I please invite Toastmaster Aisha Lodi, who will be conducting this session today. Toastmaster Aisha Lodi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kashif. Am I audible, just to make sure? Okay, thank you. All right, so about the segment, especially for the benefit of our guests today. So the Let's Word It segment is a very special and one of the most interesting parts of WordWise Advanced Toastmasters Club. In this segment, instead of extempore speaking, we have an extempore writing bit. And how we go about this is that first, the Let's Word It curator, which is me today, introduces a topic and picks a few volunteers. And then these volunteers have the rest of the meeting to write something which will be 3 to 5 minutes long, which we will be presenting later on. They can write anything like a short story, a poem, a monologue, etc. And like I said, the timing for each person will be 3 to 5 minutes. If anyone has any questions so far. All right, so I'll just introduce the topic now. So the topic is slightly related to the theme of the day, which is perfect days. I want you to write about a time in your life where you felt like your day was almost perfect. Or alternatively, you can share your ideas of a perfect world, what it would look like to you. And I know that whenever we think of a perfect world, we know that it would probably be a world where there is no wars, no crimes. But I want you to share your personal perspective, and you can make it as humorous, as imaginative as possible. Think flying unicorns, you know. You can also be, you know, very realistic. Just make it interesting and just write from your heart. So, if the topic is clear, can I go ahead and ask for some volunteers, please? Okay.
Toastmaster Meher is a volunteer.
Toastmaster Meher, Toastmaster Latif. Okay.
Can you repeat the topic, Toastmaster? Perhaps put it in the chat box. That would be helpful.
Yes, yes. I will just write. So far I have 2 volunteers, Toastmaster Latif and Toastmaster Meher. Did I miss
Okay,
anyone?
Dr. Faizan is in too.
Okay.
How about we have so many people there. Fazal, why don't you give it a hand? You announced to everyone that you don't have a role today. So yes, he is in. Toastmaster Asghar is in too. Toastmaster Muqaddas from ITC, would you like to volunteer, please? Okay, she is in too. Okay, all right. And how about you, Gula Zehra? We'd love to hear from you whenever you want to. Okay, she's in too. So that means that we have, okay, starting from, we have Toastmaster Asghar, Toastmaster Latif, Toastmaster Dr. Faizan, and
Toastmaster Fazal.
yeah, Toastmaster Fazal is in. Toastmaster Farooq is in. So Toastmaster Meher says that she is already performing a role, so withdraw. So just to recap, okay, to help Toastmaster Aisha, everyone who has volunteered, can you please once again raise your hands? Gule Zehra, Fazal Akbar, Farooq Zubairi, and I think Latif did too. Muqaddas is in, Gule Zehra is in, and Toastmaster Asghar is in. Yeah.
All right. I think we have 7 volunteers. That's amazing.
Fantastic.
Or if Toastmaster Meher isn't going to be joining, then it's gonna be 6, I believe. Yes.
Toastmaster Meher, I think, why don't you go ahead? Come on. Right. There's no reason for you to hold back. Okay, she's in too. Of course, she can't resist. So, yeah.
Please love to hear what Toastmaster Meher. All right. So, okay. So, back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aisha Lodi. Now, moving on, we were discussing about the content and the drama and why is drama so bad for us. So let me share again a few lines which I wrote some time back. When you start loving the shocking, the sensational, the clickbait, watch out. The mind craves that stuff. It wants more, like an addict. The drug takes away, just like a drug, it takes away our ability to appreciate the finer things, the gross at the cost of subtle, the pleasure at the cost of joy, mindless entertainment at the cost of intelligence, indifference at the cost of compassion, instant gratification at the cost of learning. I saw that when I was, my own consumption pattern was not different, because I was also watching a lot of this stuff, which is a lot of horror and thriller kind of stuff. And it is addictive, and it is kind of takes away our ability to appreciate the nuances. So that is the reason, I think, because this is the content that is made with a purpose, so that we do not have to use our mind when we watch this kind of content. Now, that's the reason why this content is not good. A little bit of drama. I'm not saying that drama in itself is not good, but when it becomes overwhelming, it kind of takes over our life. Now, you may be wondering that why is the topic of today's of the theme for today is perfect days. So we will come to the perfect days next, but now let us begin with today's meeting with the prepared speeches, which is the next round for today. We have only one speaker today, which is Toastmaster Aiza Usmani. But before I call on Aiza for her speech, let me call upon the evaluator, Toastmaster Muhammad Asghar, to please share the speech guidelines with us.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Kashif Kedwai. Our first speaker today, or in fact, the only speaker is Aisha Usmani. Aisha Usmani will be speaking from the pathway Persuasive Influence, and the project is Speech with Purpose. And the title of today's speech, The Diary I Never Wrote It. I suppose the timing will be from 5 to 7 minutes. So Aisha Usmani, over to you.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. This is the ugliest, probably the most beautiful thing I own. A battered little diary I once bought from a toy store. Not because I needed it, just because I didn't want to leave empty-handed. My 9-year-old Jane Austen mindset said, "You never leave a toy shop empty-handed." So I grabbed the first thing I thought was remotely purposeful. My mom asked, "Are you sure? Like, do you need this really?" And I was like, yes. Like, it was like always my dream. I wanted to own something that looked like this. Once I bought it home, I had no idea what to do with it. It began in 2015, winter break. We didn't go anywhere fancy, no flights, no 5-star hotel stayed. We just stayed in our city. And we explored it like we were tourists. Museums, motion rides, snack that costs like 40 rupees and make your fingers red, and those big poppers that you get with the masala on them that if you breathe while you're trying to take a bite, it goes up your nose. And when it ended, I slipped a tiny token inside of it. And that is when it all started. No caption, no long reflection, just the token. Maybe it was a poor man's way of holding on to a memory, because somehow the memory itself was the luxury. And it really was. If money was tight, emotions ran high, that one joyful moment was something we couldn't afford to forget. So I taped it in, like sealing a crack in time. Let's flip a few pages and run to COVID times. There's a 10 rupee platform ticket in here. We weren't traveling anywhere. We couldn't. We just needed to leave the house for a breath of fresh air and a change of scenery. So we walked into an empty railway station and pretended we were somewhere else. That tiny ticket became proof that even stillness, in the tiniest moments where everything sounds so loud in the world, can be very, very sacred. Well, there's also another receipt in here from my 16th birthday bash. Hi, tea at the Marriott. Oh boy. No balloons, no guests, no playlist. Just every pastry you can imagine. Mini eclairs, cream puffs, coconut tarts. My personal version of heaven. There is also a very sentimental thing in here. There are 2 10 rupee pocket notes in here that I got from my late grandfather from the time that I baked him a vanilla cake. My baking, it was okay. It wasn't great, it wasn't bad, but it was okay. But he smiled, took a bite, opened his wallet from his drawer, and handed me 20 rupees. He didn't say much, just good job, like it was obvious. And I taped it into the diary the same night. Because sometimes the smallest praise, smallest validation for doing something good becomes the biggest memory that you end up holding on to. And just last week, we went to Hunza. The sky was clearer than my phone's camera could ever handle. The mountains, they didn't care if I took their picture. They just existed, quietly, proudly. The kind of serenity that made me slow down. At Serena, I took a little coaster from under my teacup. A little S pressed onto the paper. And at Luxus, that seems to have fallen out now, is the room card holder written on it. The room smelled like wood and clean sheets and mountain air. And when you open that window, there's a whole lake with mountains all over it. Somehow, this little token now carries not the key to my room, but the key to the memory that I hold now. And when I got home, I reached for my diary, which is very thick now, heavy with time, tickets, and memories. And I glued my coaster in. I took the card sleeve inside it. And then I flipped the next page. But there wasn't one. That was the last page. 2015 to 2025. 10 years worth of wristbands, tickets, tissue paper, receipts, moments, memories, laughter, joy, sadness. This diary was full. And somehow, so was my heart. I didn't write in this thing. I lived in it. Each page in here is a whisper from my past self that says, don't forget this. This mattered. This is the thing that matters the most. Because somehow, memories don't need to be perfect or expensive or written down or captured to exist. You don't need a passport or a camera. You need something real, tangible, and the willingness to want to remember those beautiful moments in your life. This book is finished, but my story is not. Because guess what? Last week, I bought a new one. This time from an actual stationery store. Blank pages waiting for me. Let's see what we know. So let me ask you this. If you had a diary like this, what would it hold? Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Isa. That was great, great speech. And a speech is always good if you share something personal from your life, because then it tells us something about yourself. So I think I really loved the way that you described various events in your past through your diary. So well done. Now let's move on. We were discussing about the perfect days. So I watched this movie, which is called Perfect Days, and it's a movie which is really, it's an antidote to all the drama that we see all around us today. It's a movie which is about a toilet cleaner in Tokyo. It's a Japanese movie, and it shows us that how he is living a happy and fulfilled life. The movie is about the everyday life of this guy as he goes about his day. There is no drama in this movie, but what it lacks in drama, it makes up for the art that is there in this movie. This is really, it is poetry in motion, because art has the potential, it has the potential to change us, to teach us something new. It has the potential to change our perspective. And I truly believe that art in its highest form has the potential to tell us something new about ourselves. And in that sense, this movie really is a piece of art. Now, there are three things which I really loved about this movie. The first thing is that this guy, he is aware and he is always in the moment. He notices the beauty in everyday life, even as he's working, even as he's doing his job, which is to clean toilets. When he gets a break, he comes out and he notices his surroundings, he notices the trees, he notices the wind, and he truly appreciates the now. He's not busy, he's not always busy planning for a future. He is living his life in a state of flow. He's flowing with life in the now. Second thing I loved about this was that he loves what he does every day. When he is working, obviously he has a job to do, and when he's working, he's focused on his job and he does his job well. But when he is not working, he listens to music, and we see this every day as he commutes to his work. He takes his cassette recorders, he takes his cassettes from the 80s of his favorite bands, and he listens to that music every day as he commutes. He also reads book, and he always has a book which he is reading. He comes across, when he goes to buy the books, he comes across more as a scholar than a guy who cleans the toilets. And he does photography. Again, he does photography every day. He during his lunch time, he goes to this park and he sits down on the bench and he eats his lunch. But when he is done with the lunch, he takes out his camera and he photographs the nature, the trees, and everything in the park. So that is the second thing. And the third thing which I really loved about this movie is that this guy, he's a quiet guy. He doesn't speak more than is required. He listens, which is something which we can all learn from. He listens, he observes intently, he observes his surroundings, he is aware of his surroundings, and he speaks only if there is a need for him to speak. So this is something which I loved about this movie. It taught me a lot about how we can reduce drama from our life. And I would recommend you to watch it if you want to reduce drama from your life as well. So with that, we come to an end for the Toastmaster theme. And now we'll move on to the next round. Next round is the book review session today, which will be conducted by Toastmaster Aisha. So can I please call upon Toastmaster Aisha to conduct the book review?
Thank you, Toastmaster Kashif. Okay. Have you ever dreamed of going to a beautiful little island, a serene place for the weekend? I know I have. And today's today's review is about a story that's set in such a beautiful place. 10 strangers, completely unknown to one another, are invited by the same mysterious, affluent person to an island for what they believe is a holiday. But what was supposed to be a charming getaway soon takes an ugly turn when one of them chokes to death. This book is called And Then There Were None by none other than Agatha Christie. She wrote her characters so perfectly, so different and unique, that it makes the story ever more interesting. There is one timid lady, and there's one very old, very rigid lady, and then there's a serene, wise old judge. Now, there is one thing that links all 10 guests to one another, but of course, I won't reveal that right now. 10 strangers are stranded on an island with no one in sight and no way out. On the first night, one person chokes to death, and whilst the remaining are arguing over what could have happened, there is another murder, and so on till there are none left. It seems that there is some mischievous and shrewd, or rather deadly force at play here, making sure that none of the guests make it out alive, and that is exactly what happens. The final chapter then takes on the perspective of an outsider, and from there, Christie takes us on a very different journey where she ties all the loose ends and answers all the questions that have been perplexing your mind till now. But the revelation at the end also leaves you wondering about something else entirely, teetering on the edges of the realm of philosophy. And that is why, in my opinion, this book leaves quite a lasting impression. So, if you've ever been interested in mystery and suspense, you will most certainly enjoy this story. And if you ever do get to read this, please let me know your thoughts. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster Kashif.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aisha, for that wonderful book review. Now, I think we should move to the general evaluation section.
No, actually, there will be the recital for
Okay.
book review, but perhaps, yeah. So I don't know. What should we do, Toastmaster Meher? Should we go for GE first, or we should go for recital first?
Yes, good question. I believe that we can give more time to our extempore writers. So we can go ahead with the speech evaluation.
Okay. So we will move on to the general evaluation section now. And to conduct this session, I will call upon the general evaluator for today, which is Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Kashif Kidwai, our Toastmaster of the day. After a long time, finally, I'm attending one of the Toastmasters meeting. The reason being that I had to relocate from one city to another city. Now, Alhamdulillah, I'm very well settled in the capital of Pakistan, Islamabad. So now, speaking to everyone, talking to everyone from this city. All right, so general evaluation, and the evaluation is so necessary, why it is so necessary for all our Toastmasters meeting. So whenever we attend a Toastmaster meeting and whenever we become a Toastmaster, it is very essential that somebody who is also a Toastmaster, who needs to point our strengths and weaknesses in our speeches, in our communication, in our style, in our body language. So this evaluation segment is basically one of that kind where the evaluator of the speech evaluator will be coming on the floor and will be evaluating the speech. In this today's meeting, we only had one speech that was a prepared one speech by Toastmaster Aiza. So she will be evaluated by Toastmaster Muhammad Asghar. Toastmaster Muhammad Asghar, are you with us? Toastmaster Azhar. Am I audible?
Yes.
Toastmaster Azhar, stage is yours. I think those Toastmaster has gone somewhere. He's looks like that he's there in the meeting. I can see Mohammed Azhar over there, but probably he's not available at this point in time. So I think let's move on to the next section of evaluation. So the first section, what we have in general evaluation section is the evaluation of the speeches. And then the second section is basically all the role holders will be coming and giving the report about the outcome of whatever they have observed in the meeting. And the third will be, the last piece will be my evaluation of the overall meeting. So let's invite our first role holder. So let me just quickly pull out, sorry for being so unprepared. Let me just pull out the agenda. Actually, I have forgotten the flow of the meetings as well. So DTM Kala had sent me this agenda. So let me just pull that out as well. Okay. So our very next role holder is language evaluation, and she is Toastmaster Meher Tanveer. Over to you.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator for the day, and thank you so much for stepping in. Two of our role players were unfortunately taken ill. Toastmaster Srijita will be giving her speech in our next meeting, and Toastmaster Sumaya also offers her regrets, but thank you so much for stepping in. I would like to repeat my role at the end of the meeting again, after all the extempore writers have presented their pieces, because I'm still listening very actively and very keenly, and I'm looking forward to and expecting some wonderful phrases and that I would like to repeat once again at the end of the meeting as well. So up till now, I would say, up till now, it has been a lovely meeting language-wise. As your grammarian, I was looking out for metaphors, descriptive language, wordplay, idioms, interesting vocabulary, and any slip-ups in grammar, which is perfectly fine because we are all learning here. Hats off and special mentions for Toastmaster Kashif, Toastmaster Aiza, and Toastmaster Aisha for using the word of the day, which was serenity. Repeating that for all of our writers here as well. Please insert serenity anywhere in your articles or poems or whatever you're going to present. Toastmaster Kashif took our breath away by his descriptive delivery, his descriptive presentation, so many words and such a wonderful use of the language and the way he played with it. I was not able to note each and everything down, but actually if I were to start, I would just be reminiscing and recalling each and every sentence that has been spoken thus far in the meeting. For example, his wonderful use of the technique of antithesis, which is the use of opposite words to create an effect on the listener. For example, pleasure at the cost of joy, indifference at the cost of something else, mindless entertainment at the cost of another less savory state of mind. And then some wonderful usages ahead as well. Where he mentioned that he actually shared a story that models and presents and illustrates what it is like to introduce, invoke, and invite serenity into our lives, which was, as he said, an antidote to what we see all around us every day. A person who lived a happy and fulfilled life, poetry in motion. Art has the potential to tell us something new, to be in the moment, beauty in everyday life, living his life in a state of flow. He painted an idyllic picture, and it was beautiful to listen to. Toastmaster Aiza, again, the whole speech was such a treat to listen to. Highly descriptive and detailed storytelling, poppers that you get with masala and it goes up your nose, invoking all the five senses. I must say that it was just a wonderful. You really drew us in. You drew the audience in with your way of writing. It was excellent writing, and excellent writing lends to excellent speaking. A poor man's way of holding on to a memory. What a poetic way of describing a diary. The memory itself was the luxury. Beautiful. Sealing a crack in time. Let's flip a few pages. Using the metaphor of the diary itself to move along in her storyline. Then the use of concrete words. You really made my mouth water with the coconut tart and the cream puffs, and there were so many other desserts that I was just imagining them at the time. And the sky was clearer than my phone's camera could ever handle. Beautiful use of personification, standing proudly, quiet and proud, I believe you had written. Again, personification, moments, memories, and then back to, yes, moments, memories, laughter, sadness, the use of adjectives. And somehow so was my heart. The way you led it into your final proposition, I lived in it. Again, the metaphorical personification. Each page is a whisper from my past self. Metaphor. Memories don't need to be perfect, expensive, or written down. The use of the triad in language. You don't need a passport, just the willingness to remember those beautiful moments in life. Again, also, she also used the technique of antithesis. Wonderful, wonderful delivery. And that's all from my quarters till now. I think Toastmaster Asghar is back, so we can hand him the speech evaluation if he is so ready. And all of this was done to give all of our writers extra time. So looking forward.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Meher. So now finally, Toastmaster, I can see Toastmaster Asghar on the screen, and our very old friend and dear friend, Toastmaster Asghar. Over to you to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Aida Osmani.
Thank you. Thank you very much calling me old friend. I wish you could have removed the word old before friend. I would be happier. Anyhow, thank you very much. It seems to me that I have been called earlier and I was not there. The circumstantial evidence indicating something like this. Okay, now I'm here, and now I'm here. But, and I'm sorry, some of the recommendation area have just been repeated by Toastmaster Meher. She has a habit of stealing my show due to the reason best known to her. But let me do it. Toastmaster Aiza Usmani was speaking about her diary. A story of diary full of ticket, receipt, note from her grandfather, and room key holder of a hotel. Of course, from Hunza Hotel. I had a YouTube video which said that which things are allowed to be stolen from a 3-star or 5-star hotel. Tissue paper, saving kit, comb was there, but the blower or the key holder was not one of them. And in fact, as recently as yesterday, I stole them from Islamabad Ramada Hotel, both of them. So thank you. Let me come to the speech. You really didn't, as you said, you really didn't write it. You lived it. TM Usmani, this is also my first recommendation of your excellent speaker, whatever I have just described. The second recommendation is your spotless language and some powerful expression. Describing mountain as quiet and proud, a kind of serenity. Memory should not be perfect. Sky was clearer than the camera, and these are the lines which have just been stolen by her, so I am skipping them. I'm just, you are mentioning your spotless language. The third commendation is the sprinkling of your humor. Never leave toy shop with empty-handed, or taking the breathe with mouthful of masala things and ejecting them from your nose. I had this experience in my days as well. Above all, your hand gestures to lead us at every stage of the story. I really like the hand gestures and the way they complemented your stories. And the way you concluded it, when you said that this diary is finished, but my story is not, and you created a sort of expectation within us to wait for Sholay 2 perhaps, or the second version of your story. It is really, it is really difficult to get the recommendation area. But just one thing, I wish if you could have stood up and shows us some stage crafting that would have taken your all speech into another level. But we are still waiting for the version 2 of your diary. Over to you, Journal Evaluator, Toastmaster Gulam Qadir.
What a wonderful evaluation by Toastmaster Muhammad Asghar, as well as the speech was also too good to hear. So it comes the last part of the general evaluation section, and whereby this part, which I have to evaluate as to how the meeting went. So DTM Talha, do I need to evaluate at this point in time, or we do have a one section left in between? And what do you suggest?
I think
that usually this part usually comes at the end.
I think wait till the end. Yes, because the substantial portion that is left, and that will form one of the key segments of the meeting. So yeah.
Absolutely. So I'll hand over the charge again back to the Toastmaster of the day, who will again be inviting the role holder in this capacity. Over to you, Kashif, Toastmaster Kashif.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gulam Qadir, for conducting the general evaluation section so far. Now, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Aisha to continue with the second part and the more interesting part of the Let's Word It segment.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kashif. And yes, it's very interesting. So do I just call the first person, or would someone like to volunteer themselves to go first? Okay, Toastmaster Fazal, I see your hand raised. So, okay. Again, I would like to remind that the timing is from 3 to 5 minutes for every participant. Toastmaster Fazal, please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aisha, for the time and opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, this is I'm going to present my ideas of a perfect vault and the topic that has been given to us. About the perfect vault, my initial thoughts have been that, as most of the people will have, that there should be no war and no suffering, and everyone should be happy in this world, no poverty and no sadness, etc. These things have been my initial thoughts about the perfect world. And for me personally as well, the perfect world has been that whatever I dream for, whatever I wish should be achieved and should be there as smooth and as easily as I want. So this has been the concept of perfect world for me. And this concept has also changed with every experience I have had in my life and over the period of time. And for example, if I recall my school time, the perfect world for me would be where I got the first position in my school and I was on top of everything. And in college, and the perfect world for me would be when I get the admission in my dream college and wherever I want and in my dream subject and also in university. And it kept on changing with each experience, as I mentioned. Later on came the job and the dream job. It would be the perfect world where I was in my dream job and my dream house and my dream car, the promotions and the salaries, etc. And basically speaking, there was no end to these things and no end to these kind of wishes. And the unsatisfaction and the satisfaction, the happiness, the sadness, and everything was still there. They were coming along with everything, despite having achieved all we wanted. And there was the sufferings and everything. And then came this realization in life that there's no end to all these things, so let us try something else. Then I changed my concept about the perfect world. Instead of looking at the world according to my own lenses and according to my own wishes, I tried to look at it. I changed the way of looking at the world. I tried to find meaning in the life as it is. I tried to find meaning in the sufferings and in the sadness and in the defeat I had, in the failure that I had in my life, and in everything the world offers to me. So I tried to find meaning in these things. So with that, I learned a great lesson. And that was that by looking at this in this way, by looking at the world as it is, I found a purpose in everything. So I found that there was a purpose behind everything that is happening to us. So after that, instead of complaining why this thing is happening to me, I started to try to look for things that positively in everything, and that brought a great lesson for me. So this is a concept of perfect world for me now, that this world, despite having all its flaws and its weaknesses, it is a perfect world as it is. It is a perfect world in its genuine form. And the genuine form of the world is that it constitutes everything. It constitutes sadness, happiness, weakness, and everything with it. So this is the concept of perfect world for me. Thank you so much.
Wow, Toastmaster Fuzzle, this was absolutely beautiful to listen to. What an amazing lesson that we can always find meaning and peace, actually, in all the not so perfect things that happen in life and in the world. And this is absolutely true, something that also I think helps us become more serene with ourselves and with life. Um, so I would like to now call the second volunteer. Um, if anyone would like to go ahead and
I think
name.
Farouk volunteered, and I also think Toastmaster Latif wants to go. So maybe first you can take.
Okay, so Toastmaster Latif, please go ahead. Um, Toastmaster Latif, can you hear me?
Am I audible?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, you are.
Okay. A day that felt almost perfect. When I got this topic, as you all know, that I was driving, so I was just thinking how to, by the time I reach home and make everything set up, what is the most perfect day I really want or have lived? And that reminds me of a movie. I believe almost everyone watches somehow Bollywood, Hollywood films. And one of the film is Hera Pheri. In that Hera Pheri, that one person comes to Paresh Rawal and says that, I have been asked by my uncle to see you, and you are a very nice person and you can solve each and every problem. So he said, okay, but tell me, what is your problem? So he starts saying, my name is Sunil. Oh, for that you have to travel so long? You can just change your name. He said, no, no, no. Name is not my problem. My problem is to have a house for rent. He said, look, now you are changing your problem. Just decide what is your problem. He said, my problem is that I need a house for rent. He said, okay, just walk a little ahead. On the left, there are many places and you can find a house. He said, okay, but I don't have money. Look, again, you change your problem. I told you, you decide what is your problem. So he said, I want a house. I don't have a rent. Oh, that's too sad. Look, I have a big heart, as your uncle said, but I'm also unable to help. That is my problem. But in the same movie, a day comes where they got a chance to become rich. And same guy, Paresh Rawal, says that my only wish is that I stood outside my house, this whatever house he's living in the slum area, on a chair and proudly say, I don't have to pay anyone any loan. And that struck me. If I really wish a house to live, a life to live, a day to live, it has to be that one. Even I don't have to pay my credit card or a bank loan. A day which is, I don't have to think twice about any of the expenses. I have to live a normal life. If that is a perfect day, I wish to get it soon. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, TM Lateef, for that beautiful piece. I would now apologize to TM Farooq. I'm sorry I did not see the message before, and please go ahead now, TM Farooq Zubairi.
Thank you so much, Asha. So you have given me two topics and I need to pick one. And the most favorite one is my idea about a perfect world. Well, I'm from the software house industry doing some financial jobs here. So according to me, the perfect world is not like flying cars, no traffic, or doing robots, something house chores. But for me, the perfect word start with a very simpler idea or a very powerful idea, which I like most is sharing. As you have seen, as you heard, that sharing is caring. But in the perfect world, which I want to share, is like in my perfect world, no one sleeps hungry. Just not because we have unlimited food, but because we have enough or give enough are willing to give a little bit. Like sharing isn't just giving money. It's about the sharing time, knowledge, and the most powerful gesture is smile. Like if you smile anyone or gives some a beautiful smile to them, so that person is always in your heart, or might be you are always in their heart as well. In a perfect world, sharing would be a habit, not your headline might be. I have seen that people are waiting for the disasters, for the donations, festival, for the feed. But I believe that in the perfect world, sharing isn't normal, like just our breathing. In the world, companies do some charities, curse their profit, and share some amounts with the good cause. Or even the Toastmaster community, what we are doing is we are sharing our mentors, we are sharing our ideas, we are sharing our knowledge with everyone. But but the sharing which I want to expect in return is that from that part no one left behind. And what would that create? I believe it's serenity. Someone says you cannot help everyone, but everyone can help someone. So I believe that if we go for sharing, so sharing is the good thought for the perfect world and for this time as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, TM Farooq, for this beautiful and lovely segment about giving, about being generous, and how that does lead to serenity. Yes, and like you said, even a smile, even if you give someone happiness through a smile, I love that idea as well. And I would now like to call the next volunteer, TM Dr. Fazan Ali, I believe was the next one, if I'm not wrong.
All right. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Go ahead, TM.
All right. So just let me fix the camera. If I will be okay. All right. Fellow Toastmasters, good morning, good afternoon, and maybe good night. Because in this club, people they're joining from the globe, so there are different timings. So that's why I'm saying good morning, good afternoon, and good night also. But don't leave without attending or closing this meeting. For me, the perfect world is very important. And the perfect world is every day is a perfect day, and every month is a perfect month, and every year is a perfect year. And the years we have spent, they're perfect until and unless we help someone. For me, the perfect day is the day when you will help someone. That's how you can bring calm, you can bring love, you can bring affection, you can bring energy to the world by helping each other. This is the message which my fellow Toastmaster has just given, that the helping other people is the day which is the perfect day, and we can make this day and this world perfect by helping each other. So let me share with you a real story of mine. I was just going outside my home for one presentation, and during that traveling, I just saw the people they're gathering around. There are so many people, and they're covering one person who was just down. And all right, sorry. People they were gathering around. I saw one person. He was falling down. He was just all. I mean, it was he was kind of faint, and he was unconscious. I went there. I said, "What happened?" They said he just fell down. He cannot talk now. I just did CPR. He was almost a kind of. We can say that he might be dead. Other people they were thinking he is not no more alive. I just did CPR, and after that the person he became conscious. And then I talked to him. He was unable to talk because he was a special person, and he was not able to talk. Then he talked to other people. Where is home? Where is his home? Nobody knows where is his home. I just saw his pockets. There was nothing inside. No ID card. Nothing there. Then I was worried. But in that chaos, then a person gave a hope of serenity, and that serenity was provided by a person. He said, I saw this person somewhere around this street, somewhere around this area. And then I said, let's go there. At that time I just took him with me. I just move in the streets. I just move around almost for half an hour, and finally I went to the street where he was located. I asked the general store. I asked many shops, do you know this guy? Do you know this guy? Nobody was knowing him. But finally I find that person who gave me the hope of serenity, that this is the street where he is living. I just took him with me. It's kind of very emotional story. When you will hear the end, you will also say that it is really emotional, and it is something that we can make the world perfect world by doing such things, by doing such small things. I went inside his home. I'm sorry. Her mother was weeping. They started all their family member, they started crying, and that's just the mother was grabbing her son and just started kissing him. the other family members, they just hold their hand and they started, giving him a kind of energy, or there was a kind of happiness among all the home members, and they were so happy to see. The astonishing thing is, when I asked them, why don't you know where he was, the mother said, from last 6 months he's not in home, and we are just searching him around and around, and we could not find him. But finally the day came that you brought him here, and they were so happy. And that was the moment of serenity for me. It is the peace which was inside me, and I was so happy that I did something. I could have ignored it, I could have just passed by it, and I said, okay, leave it, anybody can do it. But when you think that you can put a positive energy, you can play a very positive role in society, but just doing a simple thing. So that was the moment where I think it was a perfect day, it was a perfect world for me, when I did this and the mother found his child. So I see people, I hate people, those who are going to gym for reducing the weight. All day we have so many time, with so many hours, and we can spend that hours by burning the calorie. How we can burn those calories? By helping other people. You see somebody falling down on the street, you don't help. You see somebody who's falling from bike, you don't help. You see women's and elderly people, they're crossing road, we don't help, we don't stop. Even if I'm just in the car right now, if I will pass by to a street and somebody they're walking, nobody will stop. Honestly, even if you will stay here for half an hour, for 1 hour, nobody will stop. So that means you are the person who can make a positive change. You can let people stop. I have done this. I blocked all the road to let women cross. I blocked all the road to let children cross, all the elder one cross, because they cannot run. Women, they cannot run like males. They're more stronger. So why don't the society think about this, that we can make the world perfect world by doing these simple things? We see children, they're sitting on the bike, small children, and one toddler sitting in front of the bike, and one young person like 12 to 14 years old, he is driving. Why don't you ask him, don't do this, this is not good for you, this is not good for your brother, your sister, your niece, whatever you're taking with them. So these are the simple steps by which we can change the world. We can make the world perfect, irrespective of religion, irrespective of sect, irrespective of anything, irrespective of the nation. We can discriminate all these things. At last, I will just uh, stop it, like end it with the poetry, and I would like to request you to guess the name of the poet. When you see, never be afraid of the air which is coming from opposite direction, they will always make you fly. So that was all about my topic, and I will request you to answer the question. Don't be afraid of, this poetry is for those who discourage you. Don't do this, don't do this, what will happen, this is not your job, let other people do this. So those who are discouraging you, this poetry is for them. Never be afraid of the air which is coming from opposite direction. In fact, it is bringing you, it will make you fly. So can you please guess the, then I need to someone to share if they know this poetry in Urdu also, because this is very famous poetry in Urdu. If nobody can, then I need to do that. I think it's maybe difficult, so let me end it by this poetry, that तुंदी ये बातें मुखालिफ से ना घबराए औकाब, ये तो चलती हैं तुझे ऊंचा उड़ाने के लिए. Thank you very much. Back to you, Aisha. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Fazan, for that very emotional and also thought-provoking story, because it is true that we should all think about how we can help others in our day-to-day life. Every single day when we step out of the house or even in the house, I think we can help someone every day. And I think that was a very strong and very emotional message. I would now like to hand over to TM Gulezara. Jyoti and Gulizara. Go ahead, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aisha. As I reminisce about the time when I was a kid, well, I'm still being one inside, but at that time, I was one in the literal meaning of it. I dreamt of the perfect world would look like. Mine included that I possessed a remote control that would put the entire world on statue mode, except me and my bicycle. Then I'd simply visit all the toy shops, loot them, and bring all the toys and plushies home and store them in my basement. Afterwards, I'll simply press the easy button on the remote to let the world roll about. Perhaps growing up also came with the idea of taking something from the world that would make me happy and hence make me define it as worthy of living. Be it an applause on earning a medal, a nod of approval on getting some other distinction, and the list goes on. It is unnerving how happiness and perfection unconsciously tend to go hand in hand, at least theoretically and in our minds as well. But there are nights, yes, nights with all their darkness, and yet with the promise of a new day that is yet to dawn. On such nights, we are given something of value. Maybe because the psychological drama we have come to identify ourselves with is drawn at that time, and clarity reigns. So on one such night, I remember that I was traveling from Miyawali to back to Islamabad. I had spent the entire day meeting my friends and acquaintances and giving them small presents. By the time I was in the car heading home, I was exhausted and felt tired to the bone. A thought crossed my head. Nobody gave me anything, nor did they ask me to stay one more day. Yet a counter thought appeared at the same moment, and I just said, "Oh, no worries, Gulizara. God will reward you. Okay, God, send me my gift ASAP." And I literally said this to myself and laughed it off. As the car sped into the night, it crossed a colony where stood a tall minaret. Now I had always wanted to see that mosque up close, because even from far it exuded a calm serenity. For an entire year, I had traveled to Miyawali, but never got the chance to actually see it up close. We had actually crossed the colony and gone quite ahead when I said that I wanted to visit the mosque. The driver took a U-turn and went inside the colony. I got off and I stood on its gate, handed over some biscuits to the vendor and asked him to distribute it among the worshippers, and started to go back because it was getting really late like quite a late hour, and I had to be back. But as I reached the car, the driver asked me, "Have you seen it inside?" I said, No, chale. But he simply said, "Just go there, I'm standing here. Just go inside." As I went inside, and I offered prayer because it was, I think, around Isha time anyways. And I stood on its marble floor under the open sky, the courtyard illuminated by a yellow bulb, and the yellow light starkly shining against the backdrop of a dark sky. A voice came to me, my own. "This is your gift. Now, do you like it?" I didn't see the rest, as everything got blur. Maybe it started to rain, not outside, but within me. Nights like these make you question the duo of happiness and perfection. Is there any without the tears making their presence felt? Is there any giving without taking? Is there any solace on a marble floor without the fatigue of giving away for the entire day, or perhaps a lifetime? In some other time, I had stood under the starry sky in Gilgit distributing cakes to the friends who had hosted me, the meager offering I could have given. It was a chilly night, with my breath escaping in short puffs, and it was like those breaths were reassuring me there is still some warmth, and also the way in which the girls were saying, "Come, let's go inside." The starry sky, the chilly night, a distant call of the night bird, a backdrop of mountains. Everything was perfect. Yet there was I, shivering with the need of something warm, with an incompleteness within me. And there were the young girls, with an incompleteness within them. Yet we held hands and a warmth radiated around us. In that instance, the word crossed my mind. हम नामुकम्मल से मुकम्मल लोग, who were capable of loving. I guess human mind is always looking to ascribe meaning to everything. That's how enslaved we are to meaning. Perhaps that's our way of seeking happiness and perfection, two otherwise elusive concepts. So when I look at the perfect world, it starts with giving. Perhaps I can ask myself, what am I giving? In a conversation, on any stage, in any relation, whatever mehfil I am a part of. If I am responsible enough to ask, what value am I bringing? I take care of that. The ripple effect will take care of the world, and the universe will take care I get back what I have strived hard for. Because we are not one drop in the ocean, we are an entire ocean in a drop, as Rumi famously said. Back to you, Toastmaster Aisha.
Wow. Wow, that was so beautiful. And I relate to the part where you said that we are slaves to wanting to find meaning in everything, because I do that a lot. And yeah, uh, trying to give back something to the world every day and trying to be a part of that good ripple effect in the world. And thank you so much for that, TM Gule Zahra. And next, I would like to ask Toastmaster Mukaddas, please, to share what she's written. Toastmaster Mukaddas. Thank you.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, my idea of the perfect word began with just one word, equality. In this world where people understand and respect each other, no matter where they come from, what languages they speak up. Okay, in this world where people grow up without fear, no one is judged by their mistakes, their accents, their skin colors, their heights. Instead, we should celebrate the differences and learn from each other. Okay, in a world where quietest voice is heard, no matter whether you are young, you are old, your voice matters, your words matter. And in a world where public speaking is not a fear, it is a chance to inspire. And so the people like me and you can speak without confidence in expressing their ideas, and no matter what they can speak. In a world where children learns not only the math, science, but also creativity, kindness, and everyone has an equal chance to chase dream. So my idea of the perfect world is not just a fantasy, it's a goal, and it can start from us just by a little effort. That's all for myself.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mukaddas. And a slightly different idea than what we've had so far about giving and equality and celebrating differences. Yeah, one of the things that make life more peaceful, more better for everyone. And now I would like to ask Toastmaster Asghar. Toastmaster Asghar.
About my audibility.
Yes, yes, you are
Should I?
audible.
Yes,
Go
thank
ahead,
you.
Toastmaster Asghar.
Thank you. I think I happen to be the last speaker, so I would like to take the full advantage of being the last one and trying to be as brief as possible. But then here is me.
No, we
Uh,
still have Toastmaster Meher.
Well, I think she she voluntarily quit the game.
And she
Okay.
voluntarily unquit. So,
Okay. So years ago, when I was a kid, I'm not anymore, by the way, I got into a dog fight. I was wheeling a meat boxes during Eid days for my relatives, and without warning, three dogs pounced on. They barked simultaneously as if they had choreographed they had choreographed their plan in detail as they started to attack on me after their chorus. I shrieked for help. Two men in a car came close, looked, and then drove on. Faizan Ali elaborated this behavior very well in his write-off. What I saw that I was so infuriated that I waded in and stopped the fight myself. My shouts were so authoritative, my gestures were so arresting that, believe it or not, I commanded the situation like a lion tamer, and dogs finally slunk away. Now, looking back from the rear view mirror, I think I acted less in anger than from the realization that I was on my own. That if anybody was going to help me at that moment, it had to be myself. My anger disappeared, and a sort of serenity prevailed around me. And with that peace of mind, I raised my index and middle finger in V shape with the palm facing outward. I consider that day the almost perfect day in my life. Over to you.
Mhm. Thank you, Toastmaster Asghar. And am I audible? I think there's something with the internet.
We can hear you.
yes, you
Okay,
are.
thank you. Okay, so overall, this was a very beautiful segment, as always, very enjoyable. So we started off with Toastmaster Fazil. Sorry, Toastmaster Mehmet, you don't wish to share something?
No, I'm good. I didn't get the chance. I was listening to everyone. Thank you so much.
Okay, that's okay. So yeah, there were some beautiful lessons today, very thought-provoking pieces. We started off with, finding beauty and meaning in the not so perfect things. A lot of people talked about how being generous, about how giving to others is something that makes them happy. And then Team Mukaddas talked about celebrating differences, giving a chance to everyone. And yeah, no one talked about dragons or unicorns. But yeah, it was beautiful. And over to you, Toastmaster Kashif. Thank you.
Yes.
Apologies for the interruption. I'll be floating the poll for the best wordsmith of the day. Everyone, please vote this time. I have tried to do something a little bit different. Also, I have disregarded three speakers who did not meet either the minimum time or exceeded the maximum. So, everyone, please vote. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you. And I think really loved the Let's Word It segment today. Like everyone said, that there were a lot of different perspectives, and really it was something which was eye-opening, and I certainly learned a lot. There's always in WordWise, every meeting there are opportunities to learn. So it was great. Now I would like to pass it over to the general evaluator for today, Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir, to please continue with the general evaluation section.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day. So how it started for me today? I just saw a message on one of the clubs of Toastmasters of DTM Kala, and the message was regarding a meeting of one of the clubs which I've never attended. And then I saw the banner and I saw the picture of Toastmaster Kashif. And then that compelled me to join this meeting. And this is the first time I've ever attended a WordWise meeting. And I didn't know that there's a segment whereby this is a very new segment for me, whereby the Toastmaster asks the other members to join in and they have to write it for 3 to 4 minutes. And then they have to actually deliver the speech. So usually this segment in other Toastmaster clubs is basically what we call it as extempore speeches club. And that's for a 1 minute Toastmaster have to come, which we call it as table topics section. So this was a very new thing for me. So when I entered this club in this meeting, and as soon as I entered, I was assigned a role. And that's what the beauty of Toastmasters meeting is all about. That you have to be always prepared for any role, anything which you have to take spontaneously. That's how we train our Toastmasters. That you need to step up and you need to take a role. So being a Toastmaster, and a Toastmaster is always a Toastmaster, even if you are joining a meeting after 2 or 3 years, that doesn't matter. You have to step up. So I stepped up, and this is how I took this role. So overall, the meeting was a beautiful prepared speech, one of a Toastmaster Aiza Osmani, and then followed by a very, very beautiful section of, I would also call it a mini prepared speeches, that everybody was given a certain time to prepare those speeches as well. And full of emotional speeches, right? And lovely meeting, I would call it as. Inshallah, I will try my best to attend this because it's on Saturdays. Usually from Monday to Fridays, it's usually a jam-packed schedule. You're not able to attend. I wish I would have in Karachi, though I would have attended 2 meetings over there physically, but not in that city anymore, in another city. So over to you, Toastmaster of the day, and I wish all the Toastmasters in this club all the very best. Over to you, Toastmaster Kasha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir, for stepping in as the general evaluator for today. I think that's it from my side as well. So I will pass it back to the presiding officer, DTM Tala.
Thank you so much, everyone. What a beautiful meeting we had today. And before we announce the results, I'll ask you to vote once more for the best major role player. The poll is being launched as we speak. In the meantime, let's take some comments from some of our guests about the meeting. DTM DQ has already shared his comments. How about Toastmaster, future Toastmaster Faizan Ali? How about you? What are your comments about the meeting? I believe he was driving. So what about you, Toastmaster Latif? For a change, you are now, you're now not on the road. So you can share your comments about it.
DTM Talab, actually, the flyer was the most confusing one. But I'm very much happy that I met someone, Kidwai, from India also. I was thinking that he is someone known to Mariam Kidwai, which is
Yeah, Mariam also briefly joined the meeting, but she had to go away because she's at work. So she also joined the meeting.
Yes, but
perhaps under the same impression.
I'm truly honored to have you as a Toastmaster of the day, and it was an interesting learning about what and how well the contents are come across us and how much diverted we are all. But yes, thank you very much. And always, whenever I find time, I manage to join in and learn something from others' experience and somehow use my time also to speak. And, I should not say this, but yes, give my share of the troubles and turbulence what I live to others so that they also listen to me. Over to you. Thank you.
Well, this is what Toastmasters is for. Toastmaster Meher, you've raised your hand.
Gee, sorry. The
Oh yeah. Okay. I just saw. I don't know what's happening with. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, everyone. Let's end this poll. Let's float another one, and in the meantime, let's keep up with the comments. So, who would like to go next? How about Toastmaster Farooq Zubairi? Your comments about.
So thank you so much, everyone, WordWise team. It was a wonderful meeting and I really enjoyed. As always, advanced Toastmaster clubs like Quantum and WordWise have very next level as compared to the other opportunity in the district. And I really enjoyed. Thank you so much for having me in your meetings.
Thank you so much, and we are truly thankful for your participation. How about Toastmaster Muqaddas? Did you enjoy your extempore prepared speeches? I don't know how to name that, but what did you feel about the meeting?
Okay, it was my first meeting, and it was really a great experience, and I genuinely enjoyed the whole meeting.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Tehseen Fatma.
Very much, Mr. DTM Talha bin Hamid. So the amazing thing about these kind of clubs is that like WordWise and the Quantum Leap is like when you end the session, you are taking a lot of vocabulary and a new things with you. You are not going empty-handed. So I love this session. It was a great show and everyone did super. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And now I'm about to float the poll for the best major role player. And in the meantime, how about asking Dr. Faizan Ali again? If you're available, Dr. Faizan, your comments about the meeting?
Yeah, as I said earlier, that it's always player. Why? Because it's an advanced club and we learn advanced things from this club also. So it was very good meeting and definitely every day we're learning something. And today I learned a lot. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. So with that, I have the poll results. And Toastmaster Aida, I have noted your request. I think, we would go with one of the options. So unfortunately, not the first one, but the second option. So everyone, the poll results for the best wordsmith, and it actually crushed me today because I had to leave 3 amazing speeches out of the count because of the time limitation, because it has to be either 3 minutes minimum or 5 minutes maximum. But the best part of it was that I was able to omit Toastmaster Asghar too, thanks to that. Thanks to his, let's say, voluntary and somewhat hasty decision to be brief for no apparent reason. Thankfully, you're not part of the best wordsmith poll. So, so today's winner from among the speakers is Toastmaster Gule Zehra. Congratulations. But I hope that everybody actually liked the poll process for best wordsmith. It did not force you to select one speaker. I believe that's one of the limitations of Toastmasters meetings too. When you're asked to select just one speaker, and that means that if you like 2 or 3 speakers, even then, and they're at par for you, you're forced to vote for only one. And it becomes more like a, this way, I think at least everybody was actually asked to think about the speeches a little bit and give them rating. So with that, we also have another announcement, which usually is done by the VP Education, but there is a thought process we will announce on the group and on the guest group too, that our next meeting originally was scheduled for the 19th, but there's a plethora of meetings and events around that day. So perhaps for just this once, since we also shifted this meeting due to the Ashura, to provide a 2-week gap between meetings, and not to mention our brand new VPE some space to actually draft an agenda, we would be perhaps holding this meeting on the 26th, but this will of course be subject to the executive committee approval. So Toastmaster Meher, do we have anything else that we should announce?
G, I think we can announce it in the next meeting. I did note down everyone else's usage of English in the second half as well. But if anyone wishes to have their individual report, you can reach out to me for sure.
I must appreciate your excellent grammarian report.
Oh, thank you. I wish we had it at the end because there was so much
Yeah,
to.
I know.
Yeah.
I know, but I think we improvised well because it appeared that there was too little time provided to the extempore writers. So, and we are actually largely on schedule, and that is one thing. Okay, that is one thing that I would like to say to everyone, especially the members, that we are on time today only because one speaker was not part of the. She withdrew, and her associated evaluation also then did not have to be made. So that saved 10 minutes. Otherwise, we would have been behind schedule. So everyone, including myself, please take note. Do your roles in a manner that allow us to stick to the time.
GG, but we also took extra extempore writers to make up for the time. So actually, we were okay.
Actually, in the agenda, 25 minutes were already allocated. Since I made the agenda, I slipped it under the radar. I somehow, just to make room for extra speakers, instead of the usual 15 minutes, I allocated 25 minutes for the extempore writers. And I'm so glad that I did, because what we've heard today in that session was absolutely, totally worth it. So, yeah. So apologies, for that little bit of what I would say underhanded dealing, but yeah. So that's pretty much it. So if there is no other business, shall we wind up the meeting? Toastmaster Meher, please say.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, we've had a wonderful first meeting. This was our very first meeting, and yeah, I was just standing in for Toastmaster Fazal. He will be taking over as he is our new VPE, and yeah, absolutely. 25 minutes actually. Yes, usually the one I suggested to you as well earlier has been 25 minutes. He is. So I think we've done pretty good that way.
Yeah, so we were like 7 or 8 speakers, and between them, they utilized that same amount of time. I must also appreciate Toastmaster Aisha Lodi for, first of all, your amazing session for the Let's Word It. I think your topic sparked imaginations. It provided impetus for so many people to write, which is something that is always amazing to see. And secondly, I must also point out one more thing, that you did provide your feedback and your thoughts about each and every speech that was made, but you did it so eloquently as well as so neatly that your remarks never exceeded 1 minute between the speeches. So must commend you for that exceptional performance, Toastmaster Aisha. Because yes, Let's Word It curator is expected to actually have some feedback about everything that was spoken, and that adds to the segment because you capture the audience's feelings about every speech. But to do it so with such discipline and yet not letting us feel that you fell short in any way, that was amazing to see. So absolutely phenomenal job, Toastmaster Aisha. Apologies to you, Toastmaster Noor Malik. With the withdrawal of the speaker, you were left with no room to do in the meeting. But thankfully, you stuck it out. So I hope you found it worthwhile. Thank you so much. And Toastmaster Asghar wanted to say something. Sorry, Toastmaster Asghar. Would you like to?
No, I just I raised the hand while everyone have. In fact, Toastmaster Meher wanted to ask if anyone of us had needed individual evaluation. So I raised my hand in this.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So with that, let's bring this meeting to an end. And thank you so much, everyone. We had at one point 20 participants, and even right now we have 13. Couldn't be more grateful for such a spectacular start to the year. Thank you so much, everyone, and goodbye. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Bye.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.